Good morning. Good morning, besties. I did a big change. Yes. I was in that corner up until recently. And this is my office. I had all my board games and most of my books were in a large shipping container. And now they're not. I was going to do a daily, so this is like a regular old vlog. I was going to do a daily thing, but then I remembered why I hate challenges. And it's mostly because my free time is unpredictable. I know I have some free time in the morning. That is going to change drastically in 6 months. And then I'll have more free time in the evening. But why am I holding any of this? Yeah. Basically, loading thoughts. My wife and I had a discussion. She's like, hey, just, unpack. We're here for good. I'm just like, all right. Even though like in the back of my mind, I'm like, we could move closer to where I work. But no. So I am going to be reading Quill and Still, which is great. This should show up the right direction. Yeah. I actually, disclaimer here, I know the author really well. They are signed to my publishing house. So, take that with you will. It is a very strong story about, and I'm blanking on it. It's like socialism in a lit RPG, and like justice and like society. And I read it before. I'm gonna read it again, and soon the audiobook will come out. But for now, I'm doing the trans readathon. And the author, she's the outspoken proponent of the trans community. And I actually have 2 copies. If you're in the US and you want a copy, I will send one to you. I don't need 2. I had 2 proof copies. They're wonderful. What's going on? So I reset this. I feel refreshed because this was taking up way too much space, and now I can display some of my stuff that makes you happy. I just got The Spear Cuts Through the Water, which is probably my favorite book in terms of how much it made me want to write. It is written in second person, and it inspired me to write a story. I have a short story I wrote on my blog, on my website, storyweaver.quest, that's written in second person. And I have a novel in second person that I'm kind of kicking around the idea for, but the idea would not have existed without The Spear Cuts Through the Water. And yes, I have a guitar. I am a classical guitarist. And true story, my mom is a as a music teacher. She taught music at a public school and piano at night. And then her mother was also a music teacher. So, and when I taught guitar, I was like, hey, I'm a 3rd generation music teacher, even though I just absorbed it by like living there. So which brings me back to my next point, is that I found a new author that I like, a new favorite author, but she has not put anything out yet publicly, except for on Patreon. And I read her stuff and I kind of get like, this is the kind of stuff that's problematic, right? So like people talk about like good fiction, good prose, but like, let me tell you about problematic prose. Problematic prose is when I have to physically put my phone down or my book down because the prose is so good, or it's like you're itching to turn the audiobook back on. Like it's really that good. And I hope she has a big ego now, but I think the problem that I have is that like she's gonna get some hate no matter what, and that's kind of the thing that happens as an author. Like you put yourself on a railroad and then you'll get some like reviews, you get some 1-star reviews or some 0.5-star reviews, and you'll just be like, do people hate me? I want to quit now. And I just want to wrap her up in a little hug and just be like, listen, you don't listen to those guys, those haters. You're a generational talent. You will make it there. You will make it there. But for like everybody else, like you have to have this mindset of like, I am inevitable. If you're a writer and you want to make it, like you're not going to make it with one book. You're going to make it with a bunch of books. You're going to make it with a series and a backlog. Like she might not make it with her villainess story, but like she's going to write that series, and then she has another one that oh man, the idea just alone combined with her talent, because here's the thing, she was a ghostwriter, right? So people would pay her to write their novels for her, so she has the experience of writing them. She just doesn't have her own like author platform built up, right? And for my author people, like an author platform is the sum of all an author's like internet stuff. Like you have a newsletter for your super fans, you have your YouTube channel if you're doing that. I have AuthorTube. Mostly I'm talking, there's two audiences here, just like be utterly transparent. I talk to authors because I love authors and I want to bring them up, and I talk to people who read my stuff. Hey, that's you. I have a book launch soon. But like, here's the thing. I don't want her to be discouraged. So I'm like, you're going to do everything you can. And like, I've already gathered a team of friends around her and just be like, we are going to bring her up. And then like, they're like, why are you saying this, Weaver? And I'm just like, read her work, right? And it's not like I'm saying like it's amazing. I'm just like, this is the specific thing that I want to read, right? It's like she wrote this story for me, and then like my brain got activated, which is like, what? But like as an author, you're always looking. So as an author, you should be looking for other comp authors or comparable authors who write titles that are similar to yours, that like or that inspire you, so you can lean on that connection as a friend. Because we're not in competition here. You should buy my books, and you should also buy her books. Like you should subscribe to her Patreon, but you could also subscribe to mine if you wanted to. I don't have much on there right now. I have the first chapter of my book, an audio file, as a test. Because I'm trying to test out to see if I want to narrate thing. But oh yeah, that's what happened. That's a big one. So I'm looking at doing my book, not through Audible this time. I'll do Audible like 3 months after the launch. So I figured the company I wanted to launch on Libro.fm, but then I'm like, how to get into Libro.fm? And it's not entirely clear, but they're like, there's aggregators. So I could potentially get my book on Spotify and like a bunch of other places like Libro.fm if I do this right. And here's the thing, is like Audible has a 40%, if you're exclusive Audible, you make 40% of the sale. And they kind of cage you out what the sale is. But if you go with, I think it's Author Nation, and I'll have a breakdown of this later. Author Nation gives you 80% royalties, which means instead of having to sell like 900 books to recoup your costs, you'd have to sell like 400 audiobooks, which is like mind blowing. And other media, so like a royalty for like an ebook is like 70% of the sale. Like on Amazon, that's like pretty industry standard. A royalty for a video game, if I sold you a video game, it's 70% of the price on Steam. Only on Audible, the biggest audiobook platform, is it this way, where they can pay you only 40% of the price they sell it as. And also, like, I can put my price as $20 for my audiobook on Audible, and someone can use a credit to buy it. And like, all right, I'll take it. It's fine. Money is money. And I'd rather somebody listen to my stuff anyway. Yeah, I'm like, but this isn't going to be a long vlog. Just trying to get some thoughts out. So that's what I'm thinking about. And I'm trying, and the other thing is, we got 2 launches next month for books that aren't mine. And I'm just like, all right, just make sure everything's good to go. But that's business stuff. How am I doing? I just finished chapter 26 of my book that I plan to launch around July. And when I say launch, I mean put into Royal Road. And I am looking at doing a book in between the time that one series ends and the next picks up. Because I have about a month and a half, 2 months of like space between Nason's Soul Child, when Nason's Soul Child ends and the next one begins. And I'd like to keep posting something, but I don't know what I have to post. And also that's a weird time because April is Write-a-thon. What is Write-a-thon? Write-a-thon is a 35-day. It's like National Novel Writing Month. You write 55,555 words in, I think, 35 days from starting on April 1st. So that means a lot of people are going to try to finish a novel that's brand new during that time frame. I don't do challenges anymore because this thing isn't a challenge. This is just a readathon. I'm just going to read as much as I can, which as a working dad is not that much, unless it's an audiobook. Plug for the audiobook is coming soon. Yeah. But that's what's going on. It's almost the end of March. So I'll have to do an April wrap up. But I kind of just wanted to update my word count thing. So let me just see if I can do that real quick. And I'll show you what this kind of looks like. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Google Drive. All right, so what I did is I gave every day its own thing, right? And if you're paying attention at home, today is the 24th when I write this. So yesterday I wrote about 800 words on my blog. I think I wrote 900 words on Bodega Cat, and then I think I wrote 100 words on Nascent, which means my overall word count yesterday was 1,800. If we calculate that correctly. So I have to go get the actual numbers, but that is how I would do that. This feeds into my total for the day, which feeds into over here. Gives me this daily total. And then I can tell you my total for this month is 32,687, which means that overall in 2024, I've written, I need to do it in overall, but there's no way it's 27,000. Oh, those are the totals. Here's my totals here. 120. I've written 124,000 words. I've written 124,000 words this year. Holy shit. If that seems like a lot, that is not. That is just, I'll take it. So that's where I'm going to end it there. Do good things.